It's okay. Off your mic. It's okay. She off your mic.
Chai! Now wow, people wey suppose talk truth to power don't off mic. And if we talk, now 500,000 they go summer us, call them hate speech. But fear not, Maiyegun don't come. Him go torchlight every corner, nooks and cranny of all these bad people where they spoil our country. So my people make we laugh, yo yo. Maiyegun don't come, oh yo yo. My people make we shout, oh yo yo. Maiyegun don't come, oh yo yo. Maiyegun don't come, man of the masses, oh yo yo. Maiyegun don't come, oh yo yo. Maiyegun diary Politico, oh yo yo. Maiyegun don't come, oh yo yo. This one not the off in mind, oh yo yo. Maiyegun don't come, oh yo yo. Can in the touchlight every corner, oh yo yo. Maiyegun don't come, oh yo yo. Okay, some people be they holla say they want the power. Chai, them be promise us say we go get light and power. Nah. Them hustle sote they can't get the power. But now they know they do anything with the power. Every day, dollar just they get the higher power over naira. Still them talk say make we off mind. But thank God say Maiyegun don't come. So my people make you laugh, oh yo yo. Maiyegun don't come, oh yo yo. My people make we shout, oh yo yo. Maiyegun don't come, oh yo yo. Maiyegun don't come, man of the masses, oh yo yo. Maiyegun don't come, oh yo yo. Maiyegun diary Politico, oh yo yo. Maiyegun don't come, oh yo yo. This one not they off in mind, oh yo yo. Maiyegun don't come, oh yo yo. Person where they do evil, no one make person talk. Them say that Maiyegun, that man too they talk. He too they talk. Say Maiyegun diary, he they hot like pepper. But every day then they take money in bulk. Chimo.
Hello there.
Maiyegun la wa mo, la mo do 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 do. Maiyegun diary,
Good morning to you, good afternoon to you, and good evening to you from wherever you are watching from. This is Maiyegun Live.
Maiyegun ti de o, ọ̀rẹ́ ara yìí. Maiyegun diary, lórí Facebook, lórí YouTube. Maiyegun diary,
Thank you very much for joining me. As you are joining, please share this broadcast. Invite your friends, invite your not so friendly friends, and tell them that Maiyegun is back. Share the broadcast.
Maiyegun diary Politico.
Endorsement wahala. Tonight, we are likely just going to laugh and laugh and laugh at some of these stories. But don't just laugh. Pay attention to, like I said before, and like I have been saying, the catalyst, the events, the characters or actors that are going to mold what is going to eventually happen next month in Nigeria. Pay attention. Don't just laugh. Thank you very much. Happy New Year.
And yes, we like Lórí YouTube. And yes, we like Ọba bá gbé wúrẹ́. And yes, we like Ijó ìgbádìyẹ.
Thank you very much. Once again, if this is the first time you are joining Maiyegun Live in the new year, Happy New Year to you. This is going to be our own second time in 2023. However, on the 1st of January 2023, just 3 days ago, Obasanjo released a letter. In that letter, he said so many things, including how APC, Egbekegbe, have destroyed Nigeria. Well, he capped the letter with an endorsement of Peter Obi as his preferred presidential candidate. And he stated why. Ordinarily, for those who know the history of Tinubu and Obasanjo and AD, Obasanjo and Buhari, Obasanjo, Tinubu, Buhari, and Atiku. If you have been following all of their stories in the past, I wasn't expecting any sort of surprise from the camp of Tinubu to react the way they have reacted since Obasanjo said he is endorsing Obi. I have never seen this. I mean, this is the 3rd day. And even as of today, they are still reacting. First, it was Garbage Shehu from the Presidency. He was the first person to write with the letter-headed paper of the government of Nigeria responding to Obasanjo. You know, like I said, if you are familiar with their story, and then you have also been like following the political development in the last 6 months in Nigeria, you would have known that Obasanjo is the arrowhead of the establishment rooting for Obi. It's not hidden. He's been everywhere. But in August last year, Kalu visited him to tell him that he is now the candidate of APC, Egbekegbe, and he will need his support. Let's break it down a bit. Let's slow it down a bit, just for one, take a step back. Tinubu considered himself, right, as the most successful politician from the Yoruba race for this era. Obasanjo is considering himself as the best thing that ever happened to Nigeria after the discovery of sliced bread. So you could call it a clash of ego or what have you. But in 2015, they managed to come together in what we called the strange bedfellows, coming together to rescue Nigeria. In 2019, Obasanjo wrote a letter before the election telling everybody that he endorsed Atiku. That Atiku would do a better job than Buhari. Some people believe that 2019 election was one of the worst elections in Nigeria, rigged right before your face, and you couldn't do anything. So in 2019, Obasanjo endorsed Atiku. Buhari rigged himself back in. And that is, according to APC, Egbekegbe, is the demystification of Obasanjo, that nobody should take him serious. In fact, let me show you the letter written by Garbage Shehu to Obasanjo, right? He said Obasanjo is he called him morally squalid. Obasanjo attack leaders out of frustration. So they considered Obasanjo as frustrated. It's not different from what they called him in 2019. But in August last year, 2022, Kalu visited him. And when they met, one thing happened that day. And that was when Obasanjo was talking about Emilokan as the new political language, this or that. That day, social media was like hell for the Agbadorians. For the Agbadorians, where they were celebrating that Obasanjo had endorsed Kolu. But somebody who sees himself as a juggernaut, and in fact, in his profile, is there that he fought Obasanjo and defeated him. That's Tinubu's political profile. So his endorsement support should be inconsequential until 2 days ago. And now, I can't realize, say, more validation. Everybody need that validation so bad. But here is what we found. Last year, when Kolu got, when Kolu visited Obankparo in Abeokuta, we heard that what Obasanjo told him was that, you see this your Muslim tick. Number one, look at Buhari. Old, sick, unavailable. People have to be speaking on his behalf. That with the level and the destruction that APC has brought upon it, that somebody like yourself can't do it. He told him. Or in public, let me show you a bit of a reminder if I still have those clips. 1 second. Obasanjo, when they got into his house.
New vocabulary, new Yoruba political dictionary. Emilokan. Eléyìí. Olùlẹ̀. Ona rẹ́rìn. Mo ní mi ò wá mọ̀ bí new vocabulary yìí o. Bí wọ́n dá ní o. No, Daniel, they are new.
So they were all everywhere. Obasanjo this or that. So when Obasanjo now said that he's supporting somebody that he's been going everywhere, have you forgotten when they said it was Obasanjo who was meeting with the emirs, meeting with the sheikhs, meeting with the chiefs, some of those political side, and including APC and PDP up north? Negotiating the Peter Obi presidency with them. One of them came online, came on the media, and he said every time Obasanjo visited, they will call themselves and they will be laughing at him. So why should anybody be pained and be so angry the way they have been expressing so far? That also kind of reminded me of the time when the Afenifere too said they were endorsing Obi, and Kolu and his people, they were so rattled to the point that they divided Afenifere. Now, I know they are actually like sort of probably hanging on to the thread, because as it is, let's be honest with ourselves, okay? The problem you have, the problem APC Egbekegbe have right now, is not election. And I'll tell you something. They are not worried about election or no election, wherever. As it is right now, in their own permutation, APC, Egbekegbe claim that they have done membership registration all over Nigeria, and they now have over 60 million members of APC. Nobody has challenged that. They are already setting the stage. Okay? Meanwhile, they are also saying it loud and clear that right now, out of 36 states in Nigeria, they already control 21 or so of them. So all the 21 states, the election result and the voters number, everything there, they've allocated the figures to themselves. When they want to say something now, they are going to give him 4 million from Lagos. Kano alone is going to give him 3 million. That's the plan. But their worry is not the election or not anymore. Their worry is the post-election. The post-election, which for the first time, it seemed that more of you are interested in that your election or charade, yeah? Which means it's going to be so difficult to do what they do traditionally anymore without consequences or without a blowback. The blowback is the crisis that could emerge, that could erupt after the election. So they are going to be in two ways. The likes of Obasanjo and so many other of them like that, that is already lobbying with and all that. If that should be the case, the illegitimacy of the whole process, and to the point that you just don't know what the end could be, is their real worry. That's why they could be worried for the likes of Obasanjo, not because of election, not because of if people. Obasanjo, when Obasanjo was running to be president, when he was running to be president of Nigeria, he lost his own polling unit. Person running for president, he lost his own polling unit. Lost the entire Southwest region. Do you understand that now? But he still became their president then. So, electorally, they will tell you he had no real value electorally. But he had this kind of influence that many of them sort of always kind of seek before they go ahead and do every robbery they would do, that some of you will see, and you just like, there's nothing you can do. Anyway, as it is, the reaction is trailing in. And one of the things that Obasanjo mentioned was when Kalu talked about the Olule, if not because of me, this one. You know what I mean? This kind of clip. Check this one.
Tí ó bá sí àwa èmi tí ń dúró wájú yìí tí ń lérí ogun tí ní òkè Buhari nìṣó ká máa bá lọ. Kò lè di president. Ó ṣe kìíní olùlẹ̀. Ó ṣe kejì olùlẹ̀. Ó ṣe kẹta olùlẹ̀. Ó tiẹ̀ sunkún lórí tẹlifíṣàn. Pé láyé òòtún rán mọ́, mo dẹ̀ lọ bá ń Kaduna wa rán ọ̀rọ̀ ẹ̀kún kọ́ lélẹ̀ àdúró tiẹ̀ wà á dẹ̀ wọlé. Nǹkan ní pé o ò ní fọ̀rọ̀ orílẹ̀-èdè Yorùbá ṣeré. Ó dẹ̀ gbà. Àtijọ́ bẹ̀rẹ̀ ti débẹ̀, mi ò gba mínísítà, mi ò gba contract, mi ì tọrọ ọbẹ̀. Mi tọrọ gàrí, mi tọrọ fúra lọ́wọ́ ẹ̀, mi dẹ̀ ìyàwó ń bẹ̀. Ó wá ní lọ́tẹ̀ yìí o, Yorùbá ló kàn. Tá a bá dẹ̀ sa Yorùbá náà, èmi ló kàn. Eléyìí tí mo protect àwọn ọmọ tí mo gbé dání ètò èmi náà fẹ́ ṣe present. Mi ò.
So that's the genesis. Then, and that same spot, he was talking to his own host governor, which happened to be Dubious Dapo of Ogun State, right? And yeah, in his words, check it out.
Ọdún ó ti lé lọ́dún mẹ́ẹ̀ẹ́dọ́gbọ̀n sí tí mo ti ń sìn wọ́n bọ̀. Eléyìí tó jókòó lẹ́yìn mi Dàpọ̀. Ṣé wàá lè sọ pé òun lè di ìdádì gómìnà tí ó bá ṣe mí? Àbí àbádìjọ wà ń stadium gan ni gbogbo pósẹ̀ wọn yàtọ̀ ó ní àṣẹ ẹgbẹ́ gan wọn ò fẹ́ gbé fún ẹ lọ wo fídíò ẹ̀ mi tí mo gbé lẹ́yìn. mọ̀ pé òun ò lè di gọ́fìnà láì ṣe iṣẹ́ Ọlọ́run àtèmi. Ọ̀gáre ó ṣe ó ti dójú ẹ̀ sẹ́yìn. Kò ní ìdí ká kọrin Ògúndé Yorùbá sọ̀rọ̀ ẹ̀wẹ̀ ní bọ́ọ̀lù fàyàráyé ó gbá wọn sísàlẹ̀ ó gbá wọn sódò. Ọ̀rọ̀ orin kọ́ ọ̀rọ̀ ẹ̀tọ́ ni ó tásìkò náà tá a máa gbà á. Ọmọ tó mówó wálé ni bàbá àti ìyá ẹ̀ máa yanrìn.
Kọlu. So, like I said, even though just like this endorsement or no endorsement, somebody like myself, I am not going to raise a whimper. If APC, Egbekegbe, wake up tomorrow and announce Kolu as the winner of your election, I won't be surprised, no? Because when you look at them, when you check them very well, when you are not so carried away enough, you will realize that they are not really preparing for it. Because if you look them inward, they don't even have that, that cohesion anymore to win any election for real, and they are not intending to conduct any election. It's a charade. So the only shocker that somebody like me will wake up and be like, is if somebody else is now declared and say, oh, this person has won your election. I'll be like, really? How? Do you get what I mean? Because according to them, they are not. It's not about that anymore. And even within, just what do you call it? Just yesterday, I think, because of Obasanjo's endorsement, Festus Otoboke Yamo, was on channels explaining what a milocon means. Ni quarter two.
Now, let me first of all clear that a milocon slogan, and we have said it over and over, and it appears that the PDP people, they appear like cheating students in an exam hall who cram questions, cram answers, who have seen the answers and they cram it to the exam hall. They memorize it. So when you get to the exam hall, the question changes, but they are still pouring the same answers down. That is why they are not listening to our explanation. We said in Emilocon, he was not talking to Nigerians. He was speaking to delegates, APC delegates in Ogun State, where he said, look, if you want to say those who have invested in this party, those who have supported, who have built this party, it is my turn. Give me the chance to fly the flag of this party. Was he talking to Nigerians? He was not. But yet, they keep repeating it 1,000 times so that they will look as if he was talking to Nigerians and claiming some kind of, moral high ground or some kind of entitlement. But then, Obasanjo too, he was also using a milocon in another sense. He was saying that it is the turn of some other people to produce the presidency. And that was why he was saying it is their turn. And that's why he's endorsing somebody else. That is what he's saying. That for equity, for justice, it's for the same thing that Asiwaju was saying now within the delegate. So the delegate said, for equity and for justice, I have done more. Give me the chance. He is also now saying, for equity and justice, somebody also deserves it. He's also saying that our local, it's the same thing he's saying in another way. So Obasanjo should not be so sanctimonious before
ministers.
So do you get what I mean? Like, why? Why are they all triggered? Maybe it's Obasanjo about only letter. So it means that somehow, the whole house is not together in whatever they are cooking for 2023, which then means there is expected real clash of interest, which is more reason why APC, Egbekegbe, will go on overdrive now. Because if now for me, for somebody like you now, okay, obedient, Obasanjo's endorsement means so much, Abi. I don't understand what that means. To me, I don't understand. So maybe to spite, normally, maybe to spite them too, or maybe there's something huge about it. Or, yeah, maybe that implosion is so near. Because I haven't seen people who have reacted this much. And they all reacted just same time, same way, violently. So like as if to say they have been dying for that Obasanjo to say, oh, Tinubu omeni oleshe di babara. Kaloko bi disi di omelomi. Because I don't understand. Let me read Garbage Shewu's partly, what Garbage Shewu had to say in reacting to Obasanjo, right? This is so tiny. But I'll try and see if I could pick them up and read, yeah? So, Garbage Shewu, using the State House letter-headed paper, responding to Obasanjo, he said, he said, former President Obasanjo is so well known to all that no one needs to describe who he is. But 4 things we would like to say. 4 things, He said one is that he will not stop attacking President Buhari because the former president won't stop being jealous of anyone who beat him to a new record in the nation's development process. Then he said President Buhari just completed the world-class edifice. That is the second Niger bridge or more. The way they are celebrating bridge, yeah, in Nigeria, you would think Nigeria is actually like, I can't even say Nigeria is Zimbabwe. Are you with me? Like Burundi, I don't know. I don't know if I should be comparing them. These guys are so happy to celebrate a bridge, sometimes overhead bridge. Governors, everybody. Anyway, so President of Nigeria is happy to complete a world-class edifice. Said Obasanjo laid the sword, blah. When he sought re-election, blah. Anyway, I don't think it is so much substance there, but let's go to the next page where he was talking about like Obasanjo got this, Obasanjo did that, this or that, blah, 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 blah. Anyway, in that reaction, I was like, is Obasanjo the same one, oh? The same one that spoke for Atiku? If you remember, in 2019, Obasanjo said this about Atiku.
The economy better. You have business experience, which can make your administration business friendly and boost the economy and provide jobs for our youth. You have better outreach nationally and internationally, and that can translate to better management of foreign affairs. You are more accessible and less inflexible, and more open to all parts of the country in many ways. And when you become Nigeria president, which inshallah you will be, remember what we did together in government. We ran an administration by Nigerians for all Nigerians, where merit and performance count more than blood relationship, friendship, or...
Yeah, that's Obasanjo. In 2019, when he wrote a letter, rejected the APC and Buhari that he endorsed 4 years prior. Then he endorsed Atiku. Well, you all know how that went. Obasanjo, who once said, God will never forgive him if he make Atiku president of Nigeria after finding out what he found out about him. So he's going for Obi. And he stated his reasons why he's going for Obi and the rest of that. Obi is considered as somebody who has no structure to defeat PDP, not to talk of APC, that is the ruling party. However, Obasanjo, who said that when Tinubu came to him, when Atiku came to him, and the rest of them, they were telling him in private that they want to save Nigeria from Buhari and take Nigeria back to where Obasanjo left Nigeria before everything started going southward. That's why he said they told him. And people like Garbage Shehu, they disagreed because they could put together some Jejun nonsense and brag about them. But why wouldn't they brag? Obasanjo didn't endorse him or he didn't support him in 2019. And here you are. Buhari is about to finish 8 years with or without support of Obasanjo. So who cares? That's the word of Garbage Shehu. But in retrospect, this is what Nigeria is generally today. By everybody's by everyone's tenor, when they were president of Nigeria in the last 23 years. And the bragging right that Obasanjo is probably being like outbroken for, that the likes of APC and the rest of those he believed didn't love Nigeria like him and ruined. You can see all that. Nigeria was almost like zero in 1999. Ruined, stolen, looted, and destroyed, demoralized, bankrupted by the military, of course. Now, if you come to Buhari, this is what Nigeria is today. And this is the reality, by the way. Sure you get. This is what Nigeria is today. And if you are struggling and suffering, the likes of Garbage Shehu and Co., they would like to remind you that APC ruled you and PDP ruled you for 16 years, but they won't add it that he himself, Garbage Shehu, was part of Obasanjo's time for the whole 8 years of Obasanjo and Atiku. He probably won't tell you that. But anyway, Kalu, according to him, is now worried. He was called when he was in Mecca because the team of those who were with him when they went to Saudi Arabia. Let me tell you what we know, okay? Sometimes around the 26th, 27th of December, Kalu was in London to meet with Wike, Sheyi Makinde, Autumn, Ugwanyi, and then Ikpeazu, the PDP G5. Now, after their meeting, which seemed to have been like settled at first, Tinubu flew straight to Saudi Arabia for lesser Hajj. Himself and the Babariga mobile banking CEO, Gandola of Kano. Now, Gandola, having the arrangement of hosting Tinubu already in Kano tomorrow, right, became Tinubu's handler, and this other guy with Dangote actually provided the aircraft. Now, cut it short, Kalu was in Mecca when they said that Obankparo has endorsed Obi, and when he was asked, he was called by a radio station in Kano, I believe. I'll play a bit of that conversation for you. It was like more or less in Hausa. Somebody is speaking over it in Hausa to tell people what Tinubu is saying. But nevertheless, right, his reaction. And then what happened after. Take a moment.
Assalamu alaikum.
I understand you are in Saudi
Ranka
Arabia.
daɗe yanzu dai kana ƙasar Saudi Arabia ne ko?
Yes, I am here in Saudi Arabia.
Ina Saudi Arabia. Wannan tafiya ce ta ƙashin kaina, wacce nake yi saboda neman yardar Allah. Ina ƙaunar zuwa umra akai-akai. Saboda dama ce da zan bauta wa Allah maɗaukaki, wanda yake lam yalid wa lam yulad.
Lam yalidi wa lam yulad.
Hakika muna buƙatar shiriyarsa, kuma Najeriya na buƙatar addu'a. Shi yasa muka zo nan domin addu'a ga ƙasarmu da kanmu da ma al'ummarmu baki ɗaya.
So how is the campaign
To
going
yanzu
so
me
far?
ake ciki game da yaƙin neman zaɓe?
So far, so good. we are reaching each and every Nigerian.
Tafiya na yin kyau, muna ci gaba da tuntuɓar dukkan 'yan Najeriya. Mun fahimci cewa gangamin kamfe ba zai gamsar ba, sai mun tattauna da 'yan Najeriya daga kowane ɓangare da kuma kowane sashi na harkokin tattalin arziki. Mun tattauna da 'yan kasuwa, manoma masu haƙar ma'adinai, masu masana'antu 'yan kwadago da ma masu sana'o'in nishaɗantar da al'umma. Kuma tattaunawar ta nuna mana cewa za mu yi nasara a zaben nan. Dukkanin alamun nasara sun bayyana, shi yasa abokan karawanmu ke cikin rudani. Har ma sun fara yaɗa labaran ƙarya game da ni tare da yanke wasu ɓangarorin a kalamaina domin sauya musu ma'ana. To kamar yaya kenan?
Recently, I was asked about fuel subsidy remover. I said yes.
Kwanan nan aka tambaye ni game da cire tallafin man fetur. Na ce zan yi aikin cire tallafin nan, kuma na ce zan tabbatar mun kawo ƙarshen ɓarnar da ake yi, sannan in yi amfani da kuɗin domin taimakon al'ummar da suke buƙatar su. Kuma da gaske ne, kusan duk 'yan takarar sun amince da cire tallafin mai. Dukkanin mu mun amince cewa tsarin tallafin man fetur ɗin nan akwai badakala a ciki, kuma masu kuɗi sun fi talakawa amfana, don haka dole a kawar da shi. Amma babu yadda za a yi a ce zan hana mutane bayyana ra'ayinsu ta hanyar zanga-zanga. Na yarda da shawara kuma na amince da bin ƙa'idoji da dokokin dimokuraɗiyya.
I respect opinions of people and I will not be a party to...
Ina girmama ra'ayoyin jama'a, kuma ba zan taɓa daƙile damar 'yan ƙasa su bayyana ra'ayin da ya saba da nawa ba ta hanyar zanga-zangar lumana. Ni kaina na sha yin zanga-zanga, don haka babu wani laifi da zai sa in hana mutane gudanar da zanga-zanga, kuma ba ni da wani ƙuduri na yin mulkin kama-karya.
So some people say escaping from...
Wasu mutane na cewa kana kaucewa magana da 'yan Najeriya kai tsaye, musamman ma ta ɓangaren kafafen yaɗa labarai. Ya abin yake ne?
What do you mean by that? Are we not having interviews now?
Me kake nufi da haka? Yanzu.
Anyway, so then they landed in Kano on their return. Yeah, that's Ribadu sitting, standing next to him. The former EFCC chairman and former AC presidential candidate, the one that Tinubu made a presidential candidate at some point. So yeah, so in Kano, by the way, in Kano, Gandola already arranged the Islamic leaders, Islamic clerics, and the rest of them to meet with Kolu the moment he is coming back from Umrah. So let me take you to Kano, show you some few things there. And that's where he was talking about education for the, maybe for the Almaj, I don't know. Listen to this, right? When Kolu got to Kano today. This.
Suna gaya ma duniya cewa kiristoci sun fi musulmi yau. Wannan sun sha faɗi a ko'ina, amma yanzu sai zama ga lokaci ya zo wanda suke gani ya kamata su nuna wa duniya gaskiyar wannan magana da suke. Wannan shi ne ake cewa politics of demography, wato siyasa ta suwa ne suka fi yawa a arewaci a Najeriya. To yanzu kenan su suna kokarin cewa sai sun fitar da cewa a Najeriya kiristoci sun zama su yawa. Cewa wannan ba gaskiya bane, amma muna fuskantar matsala. Matsala shine wato musulmi ne za su taimaka wasu su biya bukata. Mu ne musulmi da kanmu, mu ne za mu biya a taimaka wasu su biya bukata. Saboda haka jama'a musulmi, wannan siyasa ta zo yanzu. Ni a wurinmu ya kamata mu dube ta a cewa ba siyasa ce ta
Yeah. It was, the same RNG packaging and the rest of that. So formality. And some believe that Kolu is already moving like the person who is waiting to be president. So now suppose just give us a shocker. If it's not allowed or if it's not announced, Abby. Well, anyway, he spoke to them right there in the hall as well.
Every child has the right to an education. Education is the greatest weapon against poverty. I can't be talking to you now with wanting to be president without a solid background. Even I laugh at some. When I started, they say he has no certificate. Then show me yours. They asked one of them, how did you get rich? He said he was doing transportation and motor vehicle business. He had forgotten that civil service, you cannot do any other thing if you're a custom officer, but farm. Who is lying to who? Who is contradicting who?
I'm sorry, I am a bit lost. I heard about education for every child. Then the next thing I was hearing about some people doing other jobs or transportation, not even farming, which is not even allowed as a civil servant. I don't understand. I'm sorry. I'm going to listen to that again and see if I could make any sense out of it. I've been trying all night. Maybe you could help me. Or we'll have to wait till tomorrow till the fact checkers and the rest of them will pick the word and they will make them clearer, better. But listen to this again.
Every child has the right to an education. Education is the greatest weapon against poverty. I can't be talking to you now with wanting to be president without a solid background. Even I laugh at some. When I started, they say he has no certificate. Then show me yours. They asked one of them, how did you get rich? He said he was doing transportation and motor vehicle business. He had forgotten that civil service, you cannot do any other thing if you're a custom officer, but farm. Who is lying to who? Who is contradicting who?
Okay, I think I get it now. He was talking about education for children. That's why they say you have to pay attention, because when Tinubu speak, he speak the language of the God, right? Now, he was talking about education, and he was talking about himself, that he won't be standing before them today if he doesn't have any solid background. He won't say he wants to be president if he's not educated. That's what I think he's saying, right? And then somebody said he didn't go to school. And he's asking him that, you show me your own certificates now. So they asked the other one, how did you get rich? And he was talking about doing transportation, forgetting that he's a custom officer that should not be doing business. I just don't know how that is connected to the speech of education for every child. But anyway, that's Tinubu. That's not the only thing that happened there. Take a look at another one.
Our nation stands at the threshold of greatness. I promise you. We must ask Allah to give us the wisdom and courage to open the door and walk through it. I urge you all to continue to pray and help guide us towards having a nation we all desire. Every time you pray, every time you say, Idinas Rattled most the kingdom. Please extend it beyond that meaning. Combine it. So, what is Allah telling me?
You get that? So he's telling them to pray. Nigeria is about to be great. So they should pray for Allah to give Nigeria the opportunity to walk through the door. So they should listen to Allah and be like, what is Allah telling me? What is Allah telling me? You know what I mean? Bobo. That didn't stop there. I pick few. Because at the end of the day, all of the mullah, the sheikh, they rose and they shouted. Allahu Akbar. Anybody raise your hand if you are satisfied with why you are here today? Yes, I am. So they took him outside, preparing for tomorrow. And this happened.
And I'm very, very, very happy. But Awali, may God bless you. Say Dodo. I don't want to go through the entire process. I could see our senators budget and they show commitment to duty to run down here to meet this program. We've started since morning. Distinguished Senator, thank you. I believe I have a good company to the future of this country.
Can you see Gandola there? Yeah, that's Gandola. I don't even know how he's squeezing that face. It's like somebody who's up. Something like that. Yeah, the gathering of thieves, criminals, old and young. They don't like that today. Today. Well, the people that are always going to make them feel better, the people that they can always mobilize for things like this, with whatever they could give to them. You know what I mean? We're there.
Woo! Okay. Hey, see fine babes. Fine babes. Everybody, Ashiwaju.
And there is no way you're going to talk about this and you're going to forget Wike. So, this afternoon, their news claimed that Autumn, who happened to be one of the G5 governors. Now, hear this story. You know, they were like rumor, but they are not completely rumors, okay? But this is what we heard happened. When Wike and the remaining 4 governors, when they moved to London, right? Kalu was already in London. So making a contact and having a chat, finalizing the conversation they've started as far back as August 2022. So what's going to be it? So from what we heard, they agreed, but something happened. Just the moment they were meeting with Kalu and the news or rumor filtered in, they said the likes of Obasanjo and co, they have decided to get a hold of 5 of them that no, you can't do that. That is one of the reasons why the first report people were getting was that they've clashed or they've separated. But somehow, on the moral ground or based on what they have said before now, today they said Autumn has backed out. I won't say backed out because they haven't made any announcement. Autumn has come out to say it will never have to, support any party that is protective of the Fulani terrorists in Nigeria, which APC represent, even their Muslim tickets. So it's been saying that all this while, but people were just feeling like maybe the deal that if Tinubu is offering them will be so sweet, too good to reject, that they will buy it. But from what we have known now, immediately that Obasanjo made that his own endorsement, with a Wike quickly, without wasting time, took Atiku to the cleaners. If you know good, you know good. If you be bad product, you be bad product. That's what Wike was telling his people yesterday. Listen to this. Credit for this video of this short clip goes to Channels Television, by the way. Let me tell them.
Justice. So saying that me and Governor Tom frustrated PDP's macroeconomic to Southeast will not make people of Southeast not to. They know those who don't want presidency to come here. So saying this will not help. To not help. If you're a bad product, you're a bad product. If you're a good product, you're a good product. After all, why do you call me I'm not Autumn? He works under somebody. The person had recommended to Nigeria as another person. Is it me? You know what I call it, recommendation? I worked with somebody for 8 years. And we're using it as a campaign that when we're in office, we did well. Then my boss is recommending another person not to be. There's something fundamentally wrong. Am I the one? So why me? Am I Obasanjo who made recommendation for that person? Go and hold your boss who recommended another person rather than you. And I was praying that Obasanjo should not say anything. When I saw the letter last night, I was touched. If your principal cannot recommend you, then there's something fundamentally wrong. After all, people went to see your principal, to lobby your principal to recommend you. It took your principal a long time. You now wrote a letter to all Nigerians. So look, I'm not too comfortable. I mean, I'm not bothered about the other people. What you do? I just don't work with you. You work with you. He knows. So, I'm not the one who said this one or that one. Everybody should carry his problem and go where their problems are. Leave me alone.
It's like everybody just carry your own problem. Oh, I beg. Atiku na bad product. And in another few days, it's either the remaining G4, they would have to follow suit and adopt and then, declare their support for Obi. Since Obasanjo seems to have declared a pack now, a lot of them that they said are no longer picking Obi's score, they said they have started picking his scores now. A lot is cooking, a lot is happening. And the next coming days, right, you can tell that there are some threats that the establishment seems to be seeing. So if you see any sign of it, what you have to do is to amplify it. Amplify the threat. When I say the threat of them, or this whole thing, or the threat of Armageddon coming on the establishment and their beneficiaries and the rest of them, the clash that is for the first time is not what was generally agreed to. Now, wait a minute, they see that too. Because if you see the level at which all these people are reacting, Atiku is in Dubai. You know that, all of you. Atiku is in Dubai. He is doing his own meetings there. They told Wike, Wike said that Atiku is doing meetings in Dubai. He should name those people meeting Atiku. Atiku is meeting APC governors in Dubai. If you go and check your IT, go and check all this flight out of Nigeria. If you see any northern governor that traveled to Dubai or traveled to Saudi Arabia in the last 1 month, they are meeting Atiku in Dubai. Where the Wike knows that. And somehow, it be like say, don't they work small. They may not make this public. You see all those things I show you about Tinubu, Gandola, and the rest of them. Tomorrow in Kano, you are going to see sea of heads. But behind the scene, some believe that they are just collecting their own last rubber from Tinubu. It is not what you are seeing that is actually happening. See, don't take my own word for it. I've told you, waiting me I see you, waiting I see be say, as many of you are looking forward to election, all of you who are looking forward to it, APC Egbekegbe is planning to them, now inauguration day they are waiting for. Now person will go die. Now person will go remain. The rigging go day so pure, like you've never seen before. But their fear is that, are you going to go quiet? Like always. You go make mouth, this or yeah. So once they do everybody will just go back into their cocoon. Maintain their, hey. Or are you going to be so angered by the open robbery, which is going to be so brazen? It's going to be like something you have never seen before. Now, what is going to be your reaction? That is their fear. That is what they are working on. That is why they are befriending everyone they could befriend. Bring them on. Don't cause trouble. We don't want you to create problem later. Join us. What do you want? What would you like? Just say it. Pick whatever you want. We'll give it to you. So, Tinubu and APC, Egbekegbe and Atiku right now, they are like devil offering anything where you want. Just pick anything. Because if they do what they do best, and all of you, with the surge in your PVC and the rest of those we have seen, that means a lot of you will become, for the first time in your life, participating in this charade, and you are going to see the pure fraud and corruption that is associated with your charade election for the first time. Now, you have been told a lot about that. Some of you have been discouraged that you will never join it anymore. Now, because of Obasanjo, Obedient, and the rest of them, the spirit that is moving everybody right now. So more of you are going to become participants in that charade and all that. And that's a risky thing. It's risky. It's so risky to rig where a lot of people, legitimate people, we get voters card are participating. It's tough. But they will have their way. It's their way. So if they now have their way, and you for the first time, you see the brazen stealing, are you going to go back to your bedroom and start tweeting or start doing video? Hey God, you see this country? Can you imagine this country? This, you know that, That is exactly what the APC, Egbekegbe, what they are trying to figure out. Is it going to be easier to use the military to clamp down on many of you who are going to try to want to do demo? Because you are going to see the rig, Abi. Shame then use military now, be soldier. How will they coordinate the OT if we boomerang? That's why they fear the likes of Obasanjo, because the likes of Obasanjo will be talking to their friends abroad, because you know they all love validation. Validation, abroad validation. They said that President is going to America now to go and meet American president, all that stuff. Obasanjo could make all of that very, very difficult based on what is happening, what is going to be happening in Nigeria if they should have their way. So that's what they are trying to fix. So you see, between now and that time they give you as your date of election, right, is to perfect anything that could make you legitimize your anger and eat the streets. They are worried. That's their worry. Because this is not going to be APC, PDP anymore. You have brought in a movement of many of you who probably don't understand politics, All you are after is that you just want to do what they said you should do. And if anybody try to shortchange you, wahala go dey. And they have seen the taste of what you could do, what you can do when NSAS happened. So what APC Egbekegbe is working on is not election. They will spend money, they will give people money, they will do all of that. They know that if election is held legitimately, nobody will touch them. I'm not even making that up. Forget about the impoverished, hungry sufferhead, the Lagos Abobakus. Don't forget about those ones. Nobody will touch them. But they will use, they have the incumbency, they have all the power, they could write anything, they could do all of that. They could use all of the resources at their disposal to keep, want to keep the power, but would they be able to? It's a two-way thing, no? So the whole thing lies now on, that's why Buhari continue to say the military, the police should not participate in the whole thing. Nobody should intimidate anybody, this and that, because they know if the thing no go according to plan, northern Nigeria will erupt. If the thing didn't go according to plan on the other way, the entire Nigeria may erupt, especially southern Nigeria. How are they going to react to that? What is going to be the aftermath of that? That's exactly what they are working on. I believe that many of you are probably not working on that. Are you? Are you working on what's going to be after? Like, for example, they do what they do normally. What are you going to do? What are you going to do? Would you be like with a Wike?
It's only those who like us who will like them. You do for me, I do for you. You do for me, I do for you. You push me, I push you.
And there's something about him, right? He's one of the one of the dirtiest politicians in Nigeria, one of the horrible ones, okay? But he has kind of, every bad person also have their good side, or maybe a bad clock can always be very correct twice in a day, AM and PM. I remember one time, and I won't forget, right? There was a time they were asking that they want to do Ruga, right? And they want the southern Nigeria to give them land to resettle this Fulani terrorists. So they asked Wike, how far, what would you like to offer this Ruga, this? He said, listen very well. From 1960, they have been taking our oil. They even ran different pipes from Niger Delta to everywhere they want to take our oil to. We are not going, they said they want Ruga because of water. There is no water in northern Nigeria. There is enough abundance water in the ocean next to Diboni. Anybody that needs Ruga, if they have the capacity to lay pipeline for crude oil, why can't they lay pipeline into the Atlantic Ocean and start pumping water to northern Nigeria deserts? I mean, that was epic. He did say that, mind you, in his words.
Nobody can tell me what I should do. I represent the state, so I have a right to speak the mind of my people. So if, because I said I'm not going to participate in whatever they call, I don't know the name, I don't know that I'm not going to participate. You don't need to kill me. I can't participate because I have no land. The little one I have said I'm doing agriculture. So if I give it out, where's the agriculture I'm going to do? But if they say that they want water, then because we lay pipe from here and take our oil to other areas, isn't it? So they can also lay pipe in the Bonny Ocean and then take the water so that the cows can be drinking. At least we have tried to contribute water. Important. But any other thing, I'm not a party. I'm not a party to it.
Honestly, he said that. So it's just a reminder that that is also very much in this old election charade too. You know what I mean? A lot of people have become victims of the Fulani terrorism in Nigeria. Seriously. People have lost a lot, and they are still losing today. courtesy, APC, Egbekegbe, that has given Fulani terrorists in Nigeria immunity from investigation or prosecution. No joke. Muslim ticket is riling people up all over Nigeria for real, genuinely, including those who are like Muslims themselves. They are sensing something that, hey, if it should happen, nobody will kind of describe what the end will be. I can describe what the end will be. When the shit hit the fan, for real, you are on your way to Afghanistan. And then you can easily call it Nigeristan. Are you with me? So people are triggered, people are reacting, people are worked up, they are scared. And all these are going on behind the scene to what February is going to bring. You know, like I said before, there was this person who, a lot of people are actually putting in their own, I know they do again. Yeah, take, I know they do again. APC, I know they do again. Look at this person, right? This person happened to be a former ambassador. Let me take out this so that you can see his possible name. Okay, his name is Ahmed Musa Ibeto, right? He just dropped his own resignation letter of APC. He is from Niger State, you know, and from what we heard, he happened to be one of those who are like Obasanjo, Joseph, full soldier up north as well, right? He just dropped his letter of resignation from APC, and in his words, listen to this, right? Today, he said, I write you with all sense of humility, respect, and regards as the chairman of APC, Ibelu Central Ward, to convey to you the resignation of my membership of APC, from today, 3rd January 2023. Mr. Chairman, with my many years of active participation in politics and as a former party administrator, an elected official into many political offices, I have come to this conclusion for many reasons, chiefly among which are the absence of unity of purpose among party members and stakeholders, occasioned by internal conflicts, unending litigation, internal threats, and counter threats of anti-party activities, lack of genuine reconciliation, coupled with lack of commitment and dedication to the success of the party by many stakeholders. For these obvious reasons, I concluded that if cannot not continue, I don't know. I'm sorry, I'm confused with that, the way they wrote that. Anyway, so yeah, Mr. Chairman, by this resignation, I cease to be a member of the Presidential Campaign Council, Assistant Secretary of the North Central Directorate of Mobilization and all organs and committees of the party. So he said, I thank you, blah, 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 blah. Now, you know why I'm saying this, right? These are just people drafted in to make it look real and legit that APC, Egbekegbe, and Tinubu and gang, they are actually campaigning. If you look at them very well, right? It's not the campaign of having to get you to really, you know, because Kalu himself couldn't really, unaided, unguided, undefended in a way, couldn't corner him and ask him questions. He will be completely lost. You know that? So they have to, they have to start using what they call the basement campaign strategy. You will never really see him. And if you have ever going to see him, it has to be a stage, a stage that they actually set up themselves. The script written by them. And all of this, right, pointed to one thing, the doom that is looming. However, it be like, say, Obasanjo and don't they touch some of the people who have been hibernating with Buhari. Now that it won't be Buhari, you know what I mean? Kalu might be might be up for something. I've told you this. Kalu is not interested in all of this. If you like, join. If you like, no join. If you like, endorse. If you like, no endorse. What they are working with is that they have built their own data and they believe strongly in that data. All they have to do is to move those into the INEC, INEC voting system. Whatever is it going to take, fight it, bruise it, and get it all passed through. You will witness it. You will see all this forcefulness, right? but they are scared somehow of what your reactions will be if the end result shows that they have rigged you once again. They have muzzled you once again. The system has warned you again. Would you go back to your cocoon and all that? That is their main worry. Well, I've been told. They're not worried that they are losing. They're not worried, we are going to lose. Maiyegun Jagaba is going to be your president in 2023. It's not because you, downfold you. It's not because of you that is going to be that. It is because he has enough resources. He has the incumbency, and they can use all of that to muzzle everybody and give him to you. But would they be able to do that? Well, I think that's the worry. And that is why they have to make it look so legit, genuine, as much as possible, as you are witnessing right now. Well, all the best. And good luck to you. Talking about the person they endorsed, Obi himself, I didn't have much on him, but I got this. And I was told that he was visiting the wife of the late Biafran leader, late Chief Odimegu Ojukwu, his wife, Bianca.
You know, what we are moving towards is a very defined thing. We're marching towards a very defining and decisive moment in Nigeria's political history. We're seeing a momentum like we have never seen before. And we're seeing a Nigerian of Igbo extraction who has invaded the political landscape like a hurricane. Of course, Mr. Peter Obi, we know of Mr. Obi, having been the first two-term governor in the history of Anambra State. We also know that he did one very, very significant, important thing, which is that he brought.
Sorry about the volume, okay? The audio is so low. I'm sorry. I've got another one, and I think that's Obi himself also responding to media in front of Ojukwu's home. Yeah, I'm not sure if that's loud enough.
Like I said before, this is my home. But it also came to what I can call consultation, to be able to brief and update one of those I consider my leader, the purpose of my journey, what I'm doing, my commitment to a new Nigeria. Well, it's tough, it is, but I'm urging all Nigerians to believe that a new Nigeria is possible. My commitment is that we can turn around it, and I ask them to hold me responsible, because I'm not going to change it overnight, but we want to be on the path that other nations are, where we know we're making progress in the right direction. And that's the one that says, hold me responsible, and I'll provide it. We want to be able to have a clear, measurable target that we're following, everybody can see. So, for example, if you say we're pulling people on performance, we want to know the number we achieve annually and progress like that. We want to be able to say we're going to provide free, primary health care. This is the policy, this is what we're doing. And everybody can see whatever we do visibly.
Do you have any message to the masses concerning the
go and collect this GDC. This is an existential election for the country. It is important. We must start building a new Nigeria. We must review.
He's promising them new Nigeria that is possible, he said. And the establishment somehow believe that he is a threat. Some of you who look at them and laugh behind your back, behind the scene, you are worried that they could probably surprise you. And I don't understand. That's something I don't understand. There are many of you who believe that this is just, you know what I mean? But if you really pay attention to what is going on in Nigeria, you will think this guy actually controls the entire 36 states in Nigeria, and they could pull a stunt that will shock everybody. Now, they believe they could do it. The establishment and the Buhari idiots, the Lagos Abobakus, the articulated morons, the Mekano, the Mekamites, as they call them, or Agbadorians, all these people believe that they are nothing. But guess what? Almost every day, it's like a unison. I don't know if you have noticed that. Then I begin to look at him. I said, is this not the same Obi? This Obi now. You believe that it's a pure waste of time, but if you check out the energy, they are. So that then give me an idea. This is the idea. It is either this all obedient thing is a fluke. It's not real. Meanwhile, people believe that if they make it to the poll, is when they will prove if they are real or not. Fine. Okay. However, the people who are really established, I'm talking about those who have what it takes, including the incumbents, they are making us feel like there is something about this Obi that we don't know, or this Tia movement that we have no idea of, and they are worried that thing could bring an end to them. You know, yes or no, true or false, we have no idea. But when you gauge their reactions, you begin to ask, say this will be this one now. The obedient that have no, they don't get secretariat or here, what have you. What is going on? Why is everybody cooking hateful, hatred, hateful, divisive, vile messages, and they are directed at them, gaslighting them? And I begin to be like, okay, now two things. It is either they are doing that to shout them out, so that when they finally, if they lose the election in 2023, or maybe if they are rigged, they've already managed to gang up and shout them down. So they won't be able to say they rig us or fight. That's what I'm thinking of. Or somehow, they are trying to set the stage for a violence that will happen in two ways. If for any reason you wake up the following morning, person we no get governor, we no get anything, we no get secretariat or any what have you, they can't say he's leading in the election, riot will start from anywhere. Because that's a shocker. That will surprise so many people, including Lagos Abobaku. How is that possible? Then imagine in Nigeria in another 2 months, or in the next 7 weeks, so just imagine a shocker. I'm talking about a shocker here. Let me explain again. The obedient are considered to be irritants by the supporters of PDP, APC. And somehow, PDP, APC, they agreed in tackling the obedient, yeah? So, they see them as irritants. So, in my own view, they are using the shouting tactic, a bullying tactic, to say, you are evil, you are devil, because of Obi, you are trying to, you know what I mean? You are IPOB, you are Igbo, if you support Obi, you are Omoale, you are a bastard. They are setting the stage. So that because when those ones are reacting back and say, you be bastard, now your papa be weary, now your mama be Oloshi, now this, you know, so that means they can collectively say, because they will be more than them, they believe they are more than them, PDP, APC. So they can collectively say, now disobedient won't create wahala. What is that wahala? I'll tell you. Waiting at the sense of. If Tinubu is declared, or Atiku, if they say Tinubu or Atiku, naturally obedient, you go say na rigging. Naturally, ordinarily, they will say it. Now, if the rigging is so obvious that the whole country is already boiling side by side, sure you get. So PDP, APC, don't feel surprised though that they can easily bully all of you and say, shut up your mouth. Didn't we tell you? We told you will learn a lesson. But some of you who feel like you are cheated, at that point, since they are more, they can be able to use that moment to shut you up. You won't be able to fight. All of you will just disappear. Only a few people will be saying, we are going to protest tomorrow. We are going to go and gather there tomorrow. We are, you know what I mean? People, you know, but here is the shocker. So if their shouting is to suppress you before then, because of what they believe that you are likely going to do, maybe they will be able to win that. But the shocker, if for some reason we go to bed, we wake up the following morning, they say Obi is leading. This one is following. That one is trailing. Wahala go begin to cook. You know what that wahala will be? Because nobody here, me personally, I won't believe that. I'm not expecting that. I'm not expecting Obi to pull any surprise. I actually want to see it. Seriously, I want to see it. If, you know. So those who have been like, what? Impossible. It is impossible. Laye, something must be going on. And as they cook, let me tell you why I'm saying this. In 2011, Buhari, that has been contesting to be president of Nigeria since 2003. He contested in 2003. He contested in 2007. Then third time in 2011, when he contested, he lost. But the impression up north was that he had enough number to win. They didn't believe there are other places in Nigeria that will likely ever exist or determine election. So immediately they said, Buhari didn't win. Now Jonathan win. Automatically turned to religious war. Guess what? Buhari supporters and the rest of them, from Bauchi to Kano, from Kano to Niger, Kebbi to Jigawa, everywhere, they started burning properties and started going after people who they believe that conspired to stop an holy man from being president of Nigeria. 470-something people were killed in a space of 2 days across northern Nigeria because they didn't believe it. That's the shocker. Imagine an average northerner from Kano waking up and hearing the news. Peter Obi is leading in Kano. He is leading, you know, yeah, I know. Look at you. You are saying it's impossible, Maiyegun Bagbe. It will never happen. I'm just saying, I said the shocker. Imagine that now happen. Even some of you in Lagos, the Lagos Abobakus, the Oshogbo Alimajiris, the Alakpama Shishes, Oliatoles, the fine barras, pickpockets, the all-risers, crumb eaters, crumb chasers, ass lickers, on-boot slaves, obedient fools, and sophisticated morons. You are not going to believe it. I'm just saying shock out. Nobody say me, again, if I get abracadabra, have you tried them out? So I could see all of you, they break bottle for your head. Like, what's up, Obi lead the league? Oh, there. I majority. Even the place where MC Olueron comes from, now Igbo man, be the House of Representative representing there. You don't know. You don't know nothing. You don't know nothing. Because a lot of you are just push and go morons who can't think, old and young. But here it is. You'll be shocked. Laye, kole possible. What you go do? You go sawahala. Now, the obedient are saying that if you come anyhow, you feel see anyhow. As they themselves as well, they are not going to be walking all by themselves on that day, since they know those they are dealing with. So, I'm just giving you a scenario here. Just scenario. So, anyhow, anyone who is following or who has been following the political events in Nigeria, we know that, you see this 2023, if you get money for bank, go withdraw them, buy food, buy first aid medication, buy face mask, buy gas mask, buy anything. Where we say, take them to the welder, tell them to remove the cover, may they help you cast another iron under the akoto. Get yourselves ready. I'm not a prophet of doom. I am just somebody who could put 1 and 2 together. Past incidents, the current happenings, rhetorics of these characters, their desperation and what they are putting into all of these, Then they are losing ground. It seems that everything seems to be working not the way they planned it. Now, if the shocker should happen to that system, the system, even though the system will finally try and find the ways to win if you are not ready or prepared, right? But the system will be shaken to its core to avoid all of that, to avoid giving you that strength, to avoid giving you that chance is the only thing APC Egbekegbe is investing their money on now. How do we make more people never to reject whatever is going to happen? The journalists, the elites, the business personalities, actors and actresses, they are recruiting all these people for what is still going to come. But you see me, Maiyegun, I just did like they do my if I look once or that you're give me one sign. For me 7, for me 8. At the end of the day, whatever to check here. I could put the whole thing before you. There are so many because of the happenings, as well as when you build on that antecedent happenings now, you can project. It's so easy. So if they manage, and since I have known APC, Egbekegbe, seriously, they have never been good at anything. Nothing. It's just that they have been so bullish enough, right? That they don't take responsibility. Therefore, they don't owe anybody any responsibility. Now, for the first time, they are likely going to be challenged by something they never prepared for. And that's where I am, to capture the moment. So the next few days now, if they say, G5 endorse Peter Obi, I go come here and say, oh, they don't endorse them, will follow them. So that until we start counting, today is a 56 day, Abi. Is it 55 days before your election, Abi? Now 55 days, Abi, 53 days, Abi, 50, whatever days, we will count them together until that moment will come, and it could be the defining moments that will shape and change the history of Nigeria forever. I don't know if you are ready for that. I'm going to tell myself that I am mostly, you know what I mean? I am mostly for the order, which is how prepared are we? I am more interested in the aftermath of what will happen and the one that will happen after that and after that and after that. So as a person, the last time we decided that we're going to stop talking. Sure, you remember? We said, we're going to stop talking. We are going to start acting so that we can begin to take record of our own actions that could also lead us out of this whole mess. I strongly believe that, sure, we need to understand the political happenings in Nigeria, the political actors and their intentions, their their plans and whatever they are doing, which is never in your interest. Once you have an idea of that much, right, it will be easier for you to be like Maiyegun. Me, as Maiyegun right now, I am now like an eagle, right, who have a chance of seeing through the lies that some of you are investing your emotion, your time, your money, your life, based on the nonsense and the lies these guys have been telling you. This is their season. They will lie to you. Maiyegun as eagle is here to help those who never want to fall into that trap. Don't ever ask me, Maiyegun, who are you supporting? You can't be that dumb. Are you that dumb? Like, is this your first time on MaiyegunSDiary Politico? Maiyegun, are you now supporting Obi? Are you that stupid or foolish? It is all explained and then better understood by those who are, I believe, should be smarter. You can't be that stupid that you are following MaiyegunSDiary Politico all this while, and you are so dumb that in 2023, you are asking Maiyegun, who is Maiyegun supporting? And who should we vote for? Even if you get that sort of sawdust brain, Baba. Now where they talk, you see, haven't got it, Abi? I am not interested in your charade, but because the fact that Nigeria still exists, and whatever happens, whatever you do in that contraption, whether we support it or part of it or not part of it, in fact, we are not part of it, right? Now, not being part of it hasn't spared us from the consequences, as well as the burning consequences of your many of your decisions, the ways that are electing their criminal leaders. Are you with me? So we have decided that, hang on, we didn't see this coming. If obedience can rile you this much, they will be your karma. But on this platform, and Maiyegun as the general overseer of the Temple of Truth, who stands so firm for a day or any process that will lead to total disintegration of Nigeria. Do you understand that? The peaceful, total disintegration and breakup of Nigeria. Do you know what I do on MaiyegunsDiary Politico? I spend my time to explain to people why it is the right thing to do to break up Nigeria. How do you think I will explain to them? Just come here and say, hey, we are... No. I have to use the Olori Brukus that some of you are defending and rooting for. The consequences of what they have done before and the consequences of what they are doing right now, without joining the bandwagon of those who are going to be praying. Let us say, now only God will save us. I don't belong to that bandwagon. I belong to the generation that believe that the whole thing is wrong from the onset. If the same lie they told your parents, if you haven't seen the consequences of the lies they told your parents yet, they are going to say the same thing to you, and your own children would have to face the consequences of your own foolishness too for believing that Nigeria is for you. We have said that. So how do you want me to explain to people why Nigeria will never work? Why Nigeria and everybody should go their separate ways, just like we were before we were forced together? By telling them on this and by exposing all the madness, all of these deceits, by making people see through them so that they will stop building up on them. Sure you get? There are many of you, Olori Bruko, Olori Lasons, born to suffer heads, that will lick the asses of the criminals who brought this misfortune and backwardness upon you, generation from generation to generation. You will defend them with everything because I saw your papa and your mama, possibly some people before you, defending the criminals who lived around at their own time. So me as a Maiyegun, if I want to tell you to break away from Nigeria, that if you love Nigeria, if you do, save us all, please. Let everybody go their separate ways. That's not too much to ask. You can continue to say, lie, Nigeria will never break. And me, I will continue to remind you that, so from every day, you will continue to be a victim. If you live long enough, you will suffer long enough. That's what Nigeria represents. And unfortunately, as long as Nigeria exists, all of us are still going to be part and parcel of the stakeholders of it. Because we are sharing in the consequences of your madness, your greed and selfishness, your self-centeredness, including the rogues that you are electing as well. Everybody is suffering it. From economy to security, from education to health, from infrastructure to what? Agriculture. Yes, you are suffering it. Everybody is paying its price. That is why somebody like Maiyegun will never stop asking. That think, but if you don't believe me, pay attention very well. If you live long enough, you are going to agree with me. And by the time you agree with me, then I will have this shoulder to remind you, it's not too late. It's never too late. And that's exactly what I'm doing. I'm never going to be tired. So we decided that we are not just going to be talking anymore. We're going to be taking actions. We are going to be getting involved. We are going to do our best to detach our people, that these people continue to make poorer and poorer and poorer, so that they can continue to use them again and again and again to renew this slavish license that keeps us as part of Nigeria. So what do? Then we go and meet the people themselves, befriend them, bring them on board, make them a force, make them a very strong voice and force that even the nature, as they say, the force of nature, will not be able to stand. Give them a conviction. Give them a belief. Tell them they could do it. If they believe they could do it, give them the tools, the support, the guide, and everything they need, and watch them transform to this Spartacus 300. You will live longer to see also. And I love it when people doubt us. I love it. I don't like it. I love it. When you doubt us and say things So just few days ago, towards the end of last year, we decided to, you know what I mean, to reach out to 500, in fact, 600 families, aged people across Yoruba land, with our Yoruba Union end of the year food family support program. Quite interesting. But there are more from where that came from. The people who came together to put their resources together to support other Yorubas and then, introduce different other things like a training and so many other supports right now, okay, in the incubator being cooked as we speak. So we intend, after the success of that, now we intend to take it a little bit further. And this time around, we want to give our support to the school children. Guess what? I was sent some new designs, and when they gave me a quote, they told me that I said, what if we decide to print 100,000 copies of exercise books? Printed on them will be information about the Yoruba Union, our own, Yoruba, some top-notch Yoruba history, alphabet, and few things that they could just carry about as students, and that can go up to 10,000 school students. That's massive. So, which means we can do up to 1,500 children per state. So I sent in this proposal. I said, somebody should give me a quote. And guess what came back? They said the cheapest we could get is going to cost us to get 100,000 copies of exercise books. Wow. So it's going to cost us about 27 million naira. 26.5 million naira was the bill. That's almost 27 million naira. But it is not impossible, is it? So we're going to launch that this weekend, where we're going to raise the money. Whatever we can raise, we're going to do it. We will do it. And every means of putting all these resources together, we're going to lay them bare in the coming days. So I got this, some design, right? Oh, what about that? An exercise book cover, 80 leaves. You know what I mean? With this Yoruba Union and all the stuff, 80 leaves. And each child or each student will take 10 of them, 100,000 copies to be sent around. And then, and we also intend to pick up the tuition, the school fees of some of, because I've been told, right? I just said that recently, okay, that there are so many parents in our communities in Yoruba land who are no longer sending their children to the public schools, okay, simply because they can no longer afford public schools. That was so strange. So they take their children to the private schools, because in those private schools, they could give those children 200 naira a day. So which means they will give those children like 100 naira a day. So for a week, that's 500 naira. So that's the school fees. I was like, wow, how is that even normal? How did you get there? How did you get here, as they say? I said, well, anyway, so if Yoruba Union is going to put all of this into our program and all of that, I wouldn't mind us picking up some bills. Like, for example, let me tell you, for example, if somebody writes us a check of 1.5 million naira, 1.5 million naira, right? We can give at least 150 students, school children, primary school children or what have you, we can give them 10,000 naira each. That could pay for weeks of their own education or what have you in those private schools. So we have met a lot of people, and we've managed to make sure that the message, the conversation is around why, how can we work together as a people, build a unified force, voice, right? And use that same voice, right, for something good, starting with our people. I am going to tell you more about this in the coming days. We are going to start the fundraiser for this project. Now, we're going to start that on Friday. Friday is going to be, what's that? The 5th or the 6th of January. And we're going to raise this fund until the 24th of January. And then that's when we're going to be sure if we are going to do this. Please join me, please. I mean, you don't even need to like me. If you love supporting people, reaching out to people, and you are Yoruba, even non-Yoruba, you can join us when that time comes. Give us this and you will love it. The last time we were out, it was so wonderful. I'm going to show you this, Ile-Ife.
Gbogbo àwọn tó wá ní wá lára ẹ̀kọ́ ọ̀fẹ́ lọ ní ìjẹ́ àwọn ọmọ tí yín lọ léèwé ọ̀fẹ́. Kí ni ń tẹ́ fẹ́ ṣe gan? Ìbáṣepọ̀ wa pẹ̀lú Nàìjíríà regional system of government lọ ṣe ní 1950 something or 55 to 57 thereabout. Owó tá a bá pa nífẹ̀ẹ́ Ifẹ̀ láti máa ná nǹkan wa. Owó tá a bá pa lÉkòó, Èkó láti máa ná. Owó tá a bá pa ní south west kò lọ Àbújá south west lọ ti máa ná. Ìyẹn ò ṣẹlẹ̀ mọ́ báyìí sí ni. Gombe state kò tó gbogbo èrò rẹ̀ tó gbogbo èrò Ilé-Ifẹ̀. Bauchi state èrò ẹ̀ tó gbogbo èrò Ilé-Ifẹ̀. Wọ́n tún yọ Gombe láàrin because bí state bá ṣe pọ̀ lọ́dọ̀ wọn sí ló ṣe máa gbowó sí. Owó tó ń gbà pọ̀ ló ti ń wá south west ló ti wá. Gbogbo àlùmọ́nì wa òun ló kó dání ọtún lọ́ọ́ máa gbomi lọ́wọ́ yín báyìí. Because bí gbogbo aṣèjókòó yìí local government ni wá láyé ara wa. Báwo la ṣe jẹ́ local government? Tí NEPA bá fún wa ná àáfà náà wá fúnra wa iṣẹ́ ìjọba nìyẹn. Tí wọn bá fún wa lómi iṣẹ́ la gbẹ́bọ̀ ò sínú ilé ara wa iṣẹ́ ìjọba ni iṣẹ́ omi. Omi tẹ wá gbé sínú ilé yín yẹn ìwòsàn omi tó wà nínú ilé yín yẹn ìjọba tilẹ̀ máa sanwó fún báyìí sí. Ọ̀ṣun Òṣogbo tẹ̀ ń lọ ṣe wọ́n gba láísẹ̀nsì o. Ọba ilé gba láísẹ̀nsì ẹ̀ mọ̀ sanwó kẹ tó lọ Ọ̀ṣun Òṣogbo ni o.
Agbára tẹ́ ẹ fi ṣe tí ó sì ṣe ti ọlọ́ àgbébọ̀. Ẹ̀mí yóò ti dágbére lójijì. Ṣé ẹ rí tẹ́ẹ̀sì ó bá lára ẹ̀ lẹ́kọ̀ọ́ sóyè lórí. Àti gbọ́rọ̀ ìfẹ́ mú wà yìí díẹ̀díẹ̀ ó ti pẹ́ díẹ̀ lẹ́yìn tó ti mọ̀ pé àádádúró. Èmi gan gbàdúrà rẹ̀ lójoojúmọ́ pé kọ́lọ̀ jẹ́ kí ṣe é ṣe. Àti tó bá ṣe é ṣe ìrọ̀rùn gidi ọ̀rọ̀ ẹyẹ. Kọ́lọ̀ àjẹ́ kí gbogbo wa lọ́rùn. Àbírí ìnira. Wọ́n máa wá lókun ajá fún o. Orí àrá ti gòkè òní. Afárá tó dá. Gẹ́gẹ́rẹ́ lókun. Ọ̀fà Thailand lò. Àmọ́ kí wọ́n máa wá kí wọ́n lè ní ìsinmi lọ́jọ́ iwájú. Bẹ́ẹ̀ bá ṣe gbọ́rọ̀ eríṣiríṣi tó kí tó máa. Gbogbo tọ́lọ́sẹ̀lú tá a ṣe nàìjíríà rí ní sóńdì olè àrí ní jẹ. Bí wọ́n bá gbé gàrí láìsí abọ́ méjì agolo méjì fún wa, àmọ̀ gbé sáyà lábàá tó pé nígbà tó oúnjẹ ní ìkúrú. Oúnjẹ bá kúrú bá a lè lùbọ̀ lé tá a láta lé tá a níyọ̀ lé. Èmi ni wọ́n máa ṣá tẹ̀lé náà.
Ẹni wọ́n bu àbígbà.
Ẹlòmí ọ̀tí ẹ̀ ní dá sí àmì ẹ̀yẹ kí ni wọ́n ṣe. àmọ́ gbà tí ẹyin dé ìtọ́lé dé ìtọ́lé ìtọ́lé gbogbo lábàdàn àbọ̀rọ̀ tẹ̀sán bá àrùn ó dùn mọ́ gbogbo wa nínú a sì mọ̀ pé lágbára ọlọ́run lágbára ẹni olóòrà ayọ̀ àti jẹ̀mí ni bẹ́ẹ̀ ṣe ní bẹ́ẹ̀ ni ó yìí.
ní ayé western region àwọn àmọ̀ pé a kì í ṣe mo kéré púpọ̀ àwọn ọmọ orí ìlú nígbà tí a gba òmìnira independent 1960 wọ́n máa ń fún àwa ní oúnjẹ ìwé ọ̀fẹ́ àmú nǹkan àmú mìíràn ní skul inú wọn máa ń dùn gan ayọ̀ máa ń kún ṣé ẹ rí nígbà náà nígbà tá à ń wí yìí mo fẹ́ lè sọ pé tí wọ́n sọ lẹ́ẹ̀kan wọ́n yẹ pé wọ́n ní Yorùbá nígbà tá a wà ní western region yẹn Yorùbá nínú owó tá a ń rí náà fi kọ́ Ògo house síbàdàn owó táwọn bàbá wa rí nígbà tí wọ́n bá kó jọ díẹ̀ ni wọ́n sọ sókè gẹ́gẹ́ bí nǹkan tó sọ lẹ́ẹ̀kan yẹn mo kéré àwọn ọmọ orí yẹn pé owó ìgbà náà ó náà fi ṣe àwọn títì kélébékélébé yẹn ó dẹ̀ títì yẹn dẹ̀ strong nígbà yìí bàbá Awólọ́wọ̀ títì yẹn strong gan gbogbo nǹkan tí wọ́n ṣe nígbà yẹn ó sì kù díẹ̀ tá a sì fojú rí láwọn títì wọ̀nyẹn tó bá gbogbo lọ lónìí níta wá ń sọ yìí pẹ̀lú tó ń ṣẹlẹ̀ nígbà yẹn olúwa ẹ̀ máa ga sí i èmi gbàdúrà lórúkọ Jésù yóò bọ̀ sí.
sọ fáwọn èèyàn wa pé mo ti sọ nǹkan kan lẹ́ẹ̀kan pé tí ọpọlọ bá ṣiṣẹ́ tààrà ohun tójú á máa rí ohun tọpọlọ bá ní kó process.
ẹ jẹ́ ká mọ̀ pé ká yàn pé àwọn ọmọ ẹ̀ ọmọ mi bọ̀rọ̀ ṣe ń lọ lélẹ́yìí o ibi tá a máa tẹ̀sí lélẹ́ èmi mo sáàbí ọ ọyàn méjèèjì ló wù tó ti yé yín màmá so ẹ jẹ́ ká bá àwọn ọmọ wa sọ̀rọ̀ nípa Yorùbá nation yìí oko ẹrú tá a wà yìí Ọlọ́run ti gbé wa jáde o adẹ̀bà débẹ̀ lórúkọ Jésù ẹ̀mí wa ò ní bọ́ ikú òjijì ò dẹ̀ ní pa wá mo rọ gbogbo àwọn ìyá àti bàbá mi níbà ẹ jọ nítorí Ọlọ́run ẹ jẹ́ ká mọ̀ pé ká kúrò ní oko ẹrú ló ti gbé wa jù.
kí ló wà fẹ́ o Yorùbá lè sọ̀rọ̀ àwọn màmá kí lẹ fẹ́ o Yorùbá lè sọ̀rọ̀ àwọn bàbá kí lẹ fẹ́ o Yorùbá lè sọ̀rọ̀ àwọn kí lẹ fẹ́ o Yorùbá lè sọ̀rọ̀ àwọn Odùduwà kí lẹ fẹ́ o Yorùbá lè sọ̀rọ̀ àwọn Yorùbá lè sọ̀rọ̀.
Orúkọ mi ni.
That's a nice one, though. So, yes, we did that just a while back, okay? And then I have to continue to say thank you to everybody who participated in raising that fund, okay? Somebody said that it's a waste of money. Alaye, it is our money, my money, other people's money, our money. If you feel like it is a waste of money, okay, don't ever put your money into it. All right. And then it has always been voluntary. Okay. So we call this crowdfunding and reaching out. And it is not for any individual or what have you. So we are grateful to those who have volunteered to help us take all these messages to the people we are putting them together for in a way. So thank you. And then you, Olori Majadi, Olori Bigbe, that call this a scam, don't worry, okay? If you have, if you probably feel like it is one, don't ever put your money where you'll be scammed, okay? And then all of us who are actually doing this, I don't think, I mean, we are complaining. You know what I mean? So on Friday, we are going to have Princess Balogun with us, Queen B. So she is going to come and do all of the accounts of what we did when we went to see our own people just around Yoruba land. So we were in Ijebu in Ogun State. We were there in Ibadan in Oyo. We were there in Ile-Ife in Osun. We went to Akure in Ondo. We went to Ado-Ekiti in Ekiti. We were at Ilorin in Kwara State. So we were also at Ikorodu in Lagos. So we did all of this, sharing, our own end of the year package which was for 600 families eventually. So Princess will be here on Friday to give us the account of what they spent on and if we have any money left. Well, she did tell me that we have money left. I love that. So, which means that I love keeping money, like, you know, you don't spend all your money, especially if you are an organization. Don't finish all your money at once because they are always going to be handy. And money is very scarce, by the way. So we are grateful that on this platform, on MaiyegunsDiary Politico, we raised a total of 1.8 million naira at the time when we were making our payments and then purchases. So, and personally, from our savings, I have to add another 1 million to that. So from this platform, we were able to provide 2.7 million naira as the first forward payment for this exercise. And while we're doing it and doing all of that, you know, over 600,000 naira were donated into the provided naira account. And then today, everything we did, from what I have been told, is just somehow slightly above 3 million naira, all that successes. So which makes sense to me. So she will be here on Friday to give us the account of what she did and her team. Then we'll move on from there to our next project. I just thought I should say that to you. Keep that in mind. So again, we would love people who are going to call us names and then who are going to doubt us to do so. And then right here on MaiyegunsDiary Politico, in another few days or weeks, you are going to be sitting down there, right there on that your couch, even on your phone or wherever you are right now watching Maiyegun. You're going to sit down there, right? And you're going to see the video of these thousands of school children who are going to be benefiting from something, the idea that you are hearing about for the first time tonight. So it's up to us. And thank you very much to everybody who has turned up on the Telegram, okay? So this time around, we are going to have to do what is called the aggressive fundraiser to be able to match our target. Our target is going to be somewhere around 27 million naira. Can we do it? I want to believe that we can if I really, really get it serious. And I'm serious about it. We need to provide 100,000 exercise books with the information about Yoruba Union, Yoruba land, and every other current affairs of Yoruba land printed on them. 80 leaves. You know what I mean? 80 leaves exercise books. And that will be 10 per child. And we are targeting, or we will be targeting 10,000 school children. Can you help us? Would you help us? I'm going to be here to release all of the platforms that are going to raise the funds from. We can do this. If we can do this, which I believe we can, oh no. I'm going to be on top of the world because I want to see them. I want to see the joy on their faces. I want to see those families. I want to see the people who are going to benefit. I don't know them. You don't know them, but you're going to see them. You know what I mean? And there are so many other wonderful programs that are planned, that are coming up. All of this are just to create community engagement. Do you understand? It's not about the book. It's not about the food. It's not about the health support. It's not just about what we give to them. Because what we are giving to them is beyond those material things you are seeing. It is the opportunity to engage them. Remain consistent with those engagements. Befriend them. Let them trust us. And then you will see what we are going to do together the moment they are on our side. You probably haven't, this is something you have never seen before. And I've told people, we are not perfect. We are ready to make mistakes, learn from our mistakes, improve on them, and deliver the biggest blow. We won't promise you anything. But if we work together on this journey, you might be participating in something that will the proudest thing ever in your life. And it is non-violent. That's what makes it so wonderful. And I'm inviting you. So we have doubting Thomases. Please don't doubt. See, when people say nonsense, okay, some of them are saying all these jargons or nonsense out of different experiences. A lot of people, they have bastardized this whole process. They have turned it into a mockery. They have made a joke of it. But guess what? We are not going to pretend that those didn't happen. They happened. But when we stay focused and deliver on our own mandate, it is going to be a matter of time. Even doubting Thomases will become one of our own mouth, what do you call it? They call them the mouthpiece out there. Yeah, that is possible. What you are doing right will convince your worst adversaries to say, I never thought it was this good. I was doubting you. I've been told that many times. And that is why when I go out, I go fully. I don't doubt myself. And I always encourage people around me, do not doubt what you are capable of doing. Be willing and ready to make mistakes. Please do. But be sincere, honest, and then transparent. And I'm glad that we are finding the people who have such commitment. Join us. It's not by force. It's voluntary. If you want to, okay? I'm going to let you go tonight, and I'm going to take us some other time, and then we will likely talk about this more, okay? The day we are going to start the fundraiser for this purpose. And thank you for joining me tonight. And if you are joining us midway, do yourself a favor, right? You can watch this from the start. It's quite interesting if you ask me. I'm going to see you some other time. So good night from here.
Maiyegun làwa mọ̀ làmọ̀ tó dòdòdò. Maiyegun Diary Nayibi #1. Maiyegun làwa mọ̀ làmọ̀ tó dòdòdò. Maiyegun Diary Nayibi #1. Maiyegun ti dé o ọ̀rẹ́ ara ìlú. Maiyegun Diary Nayibi #1. Lórí Facebook, lórí YouTube. Maiyegun Diary Nayibi #1. Gbogbo bó ṣe ń lọ ni Maiyegun já wa sí. Maiyegun Diary Nayibi #1. Àṣírí ọ̀jẹ̀lú kì í bò níbẹ̀ o. Maiyegun Diary Nayibi #1. Bó bá ṣe eré àní Maiyegun máa wí. Maiyegun Diary Nayibi #1. Ó sì tún ṣe eré wàá gbọ́ níbẹ̀ o. Maiyegun Diary Nayibi #1. Maiyegun Diary Politico. Maiyegun Diary Nayibi #1. Godfatherism kò sí lọ́rọ̀ Maiyegun. Maiyegun Diary Nayibi #1. Ẹ farabalẹ̀ sẹ́ o kẹgọ́rọ̀ lẹ́nu o. Maiyegun Diary Nayibi #1. Àní Maiyegun làwa mọ̀ tó dòdòdò. Maiyegun Diary Nayibi #1. Àní ẹ̀sùn rákì. Maiyegun ti dé. Maiyegun ti dé. Ọ̀jẹ̀lú ẹ̀sùn rákì. Maiyegun ti dé. Àní ẹ̀sùn rákì. Maiyegun ti dé. Lórí Facebook. Maiyegun ti dé. Àní ẹ̀sùn rákì. Maiyegun ti dé. Lórí YouTube. Maiyegun ti dé. Àní ẹ̀sùn rákì. Maiyegun ti dé. Bọ́ bàbá gbé wúrẹ́. Maiyegun máa wí. Àní ẹ̀sùn rákì. Maiyegun ti dé. Ijó ìgbádìyẹ. Maiyegun máa wí. Àní ẹ̀sùn rákì. Maiyegun ti dé. Pẹ̀sìdó bá rúfin o. Maiyegun máa wí. Àní ẹ̀sùn rákì. Maiyegun ti dé. Kí gómìnà kówó jẹ. Maiyegun máa wí. Àní ẹ̀sùn rákì. Maiyegun ti dé. Ọlọ́pàá tí ń gba rìbá. Maiyegun máa wí. Àní ẹ̀sùn rákì. Maiyegun ti dé. Aṣòfin tí ń rúfin o. Maiyegun máa wí. Àní ẹ̀sùn rákì. Maiyegun ti dé. Òpùrọ́ olóṣèlú. Maiyegun máa wí. Àní ẹ̀sùn rákì. Maiyegun ti dé. Ọ̀jẹ̀lú ẹ̀sùn rákì. Maiyegun ti dé. Àní ẹ̀sùn rákì. Maiyegun ti dé. Maiyegun ti dé. Gbogbo ọ̀jẹ̀lú ẹ̀sùn rákì. Maiyegun ti dé gbogbo ọ̀jẹ̀lú ẹ̀ súnra kì ṣùgbọ́n ní bá ti ṣe èyí tó yẹ kí wọ́n ṣe ọmọ bá dèrò ní fi wọ́n níran o.
Maiyegun ti dé gbogbo ọ̀jẹ̀lú ẹ̀ súnra kì Maiyegun ti dé gbogbo ọ̀jẹ̀lú ẹ̀ súnra kì ṣùgbọ́n ní bá ti ṣe yìí tó yẹ kí wọ́n ṣe ọmọ bá dẹ́rọ̀ òní fi wọ́n níran.
Wọ́n fowó bẹ́ẹ̀ o Maiyegun ó sọ pé wọ́n ò bẹ́ẹ̀ wọ́n fowó bẹ́ẹ̀ Maiyegun ó sọ pé wọ́n ò bẹ́ẹ̀ oníkanṣá ti ṣe yìí tó yẹ kí wọ́n ṣe fáwọn ará ìlú tó gbé wọn débẹ̀ o àyè.
Maiyegun ti dé gbogbo ọ̀jẹ̀lú ẹ̀ súnra kì Maiyegun ti dé gbogbo ọ̀jẹ̀lú ẹ̀ súnra kì ṣùgbọ́n ní má ti ṣe yìí tó yẹ kí wọ́n ṣe ọmọ bá dẹ́rọ̀ òní fi wọ́n níran.
Kì máa yí ṣe eré ọ̀rọ̀ yìí kì í ṣe ẹ̀fẹ̀ kì máa yí ṣe eré ọ̀rọ̀ yìí kì í ṣe ẹ̀fẹ̀ ẹni bá ti lè lẹ́bọ̀ lẹ́rù o ọmọ bá dèrò kàṣàyè tú wọn síta.
Maiyegun ti dé gbogbo ọ̀jẹ̀lú ẹ̀ súnra kì Maiyegun ti dé gbogbo ọ̀jẹ̀lú ẹ̀ súnra kì ṣùgbọ́n ní bá ti ṣe yìí tó yẹ kí wọ́n ṣe ọmọ bá dẹ́rọ̀ òní fi wọ́n níran.
Tẹnitẹni ọmọ Maiyegun ọ̀rẹ́ ara ìlú mọ̀mọ́ ni mo fọlọ́run ṣọ́ ẹ̀ bá kìlẹ́bù lóòótọ́ olódodo ìlú ọ̀tá ìlú mọ̀mọ́ ni ìwọ ṣá máa ń ṣọ́ra kò sì mọ́ bẹ̀rù bọ́tà ń lè rí bóníṣègùn lé káwọn mọ̀mọ́ fi ṣera wọn ni ó ti dẹ̀rùn tí wọn ò gbọ́dọ̀ sì mọ́ bẹ̀. èèpo ọ̀bọ lọmọ bá dérò tàjẹ́ ò gbọ́dọ̀ jẹ́ ó ti jọba lórí àbínú ẹni kò sì mọ́ bùyà àìsíwọ́lu ní ẹnìkẹ́ ìgbódì ẹyin lábàrá o ó kó ẹni tó bá dán wò á kàmù. Maiyegun ti dé gbogbo ọ̀jẹ̀lú ẹ̀ súnra kì Maiyegun